If you want to do better socially, if you want to eliminate social anxiety, then understanding our deep social instincts will help. Your brain is a social machine. Your brain evolved to be as big as it is to handle all of the social information that's happening around you all the time, to understand the conversation you're having with someone, to understand the body language on a subconscious level, to understand all the data that's flying back and forth between all the other people in your peripheral vision. The difference is, or the problem is back in the days of hunter-gatherers, when our social instincts were calibrated, everybody was always in deep rapport with everybody else. Nobody ever talked to somebody that they didn't know. If we ever did talk to somebody we didn't know, it was when we were with all of our friends and we were getting ready to kill them or maybe trade with them. We never had the experience, our social instincts never had the experience of talking to somebody by yourself that you don't know. So it's completely normal today to feel a subconscious sense of stranger danger when you're talking to somebody that you don't know, to have a little bit of anxiety. The problem is the more anxiety you have, the less you can use your social brain to interpret all the signals and do your best to get whatever outcome you want. The hack around that is to simply create deep rapport. The more you create deep rapport during a conversation, the more you'll have access to your social brain and the more you'll be able to get whatever outcome you want. So how do you create deep rapport? There's two ways, two very powerful ways. The first way is simple body language rapport. You just mirror and match their body language. Normally, when we feel a deep sense of comfort, when you feel comfortable with the person you're talking to, then body language rapport is a result. The cause is the feeling of comfort. The result is body language rapport, but it works in the other direction. If you start off with body language rapport, that will create those deep feelings of comfort and familiarity. So pay attention to their body language and just match their body language. Set up some kind of a trigger. Whenever they do something, whenever they look over here or look over here, use that as a reminder to check their body and match their body language. That's all you got to do. But the second kind of rapport is much more deeper. It's much more powerful. It'll work much better. And that's based on this instinct that we have to always share your ideas with other people. An ancient instinct that says share your opinions with other people whenever you can. Share your experiences with other people whenever you can. Share your insights with other people whenever you can. Share your ideas with other people whenever you can. The problem is everybody has the same instinct, so this ends up being a situation where I share my opinions, but then poof, you share your opinions right back at me, and no one's really listening to each other. It's like an idea contest. Idea. So make sure you spend at least 80% of the time listening to the other person talk. Let them talk 80% of the time. You talk 20% of the time. But while you're listening to them talk, pay close attention to what they're actually saying. Pay close attention to the ideas they're describing. Pay close attention to the dreams and desires they're describing, and look inside their language for words and phrases that they say with a lot of extra energy. If someone's talking about a bunch of stuff, their ideas in their head, and they pause and they use certain phrases with extra energy and facial expressions and gestures, that's an indication that whatever those words are describing is a very important emotion, a very important feeling. It's almost like this is a linguistic anchor to those deep emotions that are very important. So when you hear those phrases and words, repeat them back exactly as they said them. Don't paraphrase. Paraphrasing what people say is a mistake that a lot of people make, and that breaks that deep subconscious rapport. Because when you paraphrase someone, you're essentially saying, my words to describe what's coming out of your head are better than your words to describe what's coming out of your head. But when you use their words exactly without any extra words, you're using your voice, your face, your sound to fire that anchor, that deep anchor that makes them feel really good. So for example, if they're talking about what they did last weekend, blah, 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 I did this, I did that. Oh, then I went rock climbing. And they say rock climbing with extra facial energy. That's an indication that that phrase, rock climbing, is one of their own personal linguistic triggers, linguistic anchors for a deep, powerful emotion. So you say rock climbing right back out, as if it's a question. As if you're saying rock climbing, that sounds cool, tell me more. But you don't say that sounds cool, tell me more. You say that's cool, tell me more with your facial expression. Rock climbing. And just say it like that, and they will keep talking. So when you say their phrases with your voice, your sound, your face, you will be triggering that deep anchor within them that makes them feel really good. And that will create a very, very deep level of rapport. They will feel heard. They will feel like you truly understand them. And your words are now triggering their deep emotions, their deep feelings, which will help you get whatever your outcome is. But as a bonus, when you're using your brain power to watch their body language, to match their body language, when you're using your brain power to pay attention to their language, to look for these key phrases, you are not up inside your head, you are outside in the world. And when you're outside in the world, creating deep rapport, you're not going to be listening to that mental chatter, and social anxiety will just kind of poof, vanish, which will make you feel very, very comfortable. So the trick is very, very simple. Pay attention to their body language and match their body language. Pay attention to the words they're saying to describe what they're talking about, and look for any words and phrases that they say with a lot of extra energy, and just repeat those back to them. If you use these two tools, if you use these two tips, these two tricks, and have your social anxiety be eliminated as a result, you will be able to create massively deep rapport with people and create a massive deep connection, and you'll have full access to your magnificent social brain that you can use to further the conversation to get whatever outcome you want. It's a very simple thing to do. You can start doing it today. It doesn't require you remember anything. Just use these two techniques and see how powerfully they work. If you'd like to learn more, check out the links below. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you next time.